Mom and Dad, I'm doing fine. You guys are on my mind. You asked me what I wanted to be, and now I think the answer is plain to see. I wanna be famous. I wanna live close to the sun. Oh, pack your bags, cause I've already won. Everything to prove, nothing in my way. I'll get there one day. Cause I wanna be famous. Na 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 na. I wanna be famous. I wanna be famous.
Welcome to the animation block. I'm your host, Knox and Lidon, and here with me today is my partner, Ryder Mitchell. Say hi to the folks, Ryder.
Hey guys, it's Ryder here.
We Bears is Cartoon Network's newest show, and it's a hit. Both me and Ryder are really enjoying it, and each episode has a really nice feel to it. The music is very homey. It has a campy-like style, and that really makes the show work. This show really gets into each bear's backstory, mainly Grizz. It is able to make an unbelievable story make sense, and really make you feel the emotion of each bear. There's a lot of adult humor and very funny humor in general, which makes us actually laugh out loud. It has a much different feel from any other goofy and stupid Cartoon Network shows like Amazing World of Gumball. Sorry for people that like Amazing World of Gumball. Each character has a very funny detail and characteristic. Ice Bear with his funny one-liners, Panda with his obsession with social media, and Grizz with his desire to act and be treated like a human. Overall, very enjoyable and something that we can't wait for every single week.
So, how I'm looking at We Bears is actually, I'm surprised how much I enjoy this. Now, Knox, you're slightly younger than me, just about a year. And obviously, you've maybe had an extra year of enjoying cartoons on a regular basis. For me, I somewhat stopped enjoying all of these, those great Cartoon Network shows when they ended. I was a big fan of Total Drama, big fan of, Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated, which that was actually a great show. I even like Johnny Test a lot. I liked a lot of those Cartoon Network shows. In general, when I was 4 years ago or whatever. But, as those shows ended and they started phasing other shows, like you were saying, just in general, like with Amazing World of Gumball or other things in general, other different shows, I just started to feel like Cartoon Network just wasn't giving me that same, rush that I felt. I mean, it's hard because, it's hard to believe that I ever got a rush from watching, cartoons, but there was a time. There was a time where I wasn't, drooling over, Jay Garrick's helmet coming out of the Flash particle accelerator portal in the Flash season 1 finale. And, or times when, I wasn't about to just, pass out because I saw Deathstroke for the first time on Arrow. There was a time where I was able to watch an episode of Total Drama Island, or Total Drama Revenge of the Island, or Scooby-Doo, Mystery Incorporated, or Johnny Test, and laugh out loud, or be like, oh, who is Mr. E? Or, Chris, you're so funny, man. I would just talk to myself, because it was just such a great thing for me. Now, when We Bears came out, I'm thinking, this can't be good. This show, it's probably going to be another one of those newer Cartoon Network shows that just don't really do anything for me, but I really still get that same kind of feeling or that same kind of rush that I did now watching We Bears that I did with those other shows. It had the music, exactly what you were saying. The music does it perfect. It does the show justice. It really does. And I think without the music, this show wouldn't be half as good as it is. Because like you were saying, it really sets the mood for each scene or each episode or, in general, it works really well. So, overall, I'm excited for it. More episodes. I'm really, Grizz so far is my favorite character. I'm a big fan of Ice Bear also just because, the things he says sometimes, where the hell did he get that from? But honestly, it's just they're doing a great job on that, and unfortunately they only have at least one or two new 15-minute episodes each week, so into packed into one episode. But hopefully, in the future they either move into more new episodes weekly or this and that. But actually, Knox, something I read just a few days ago was that Cartoon Network was sort of hinting that they were going to renew this for a season 2. Now, I totally believe this, and that's mainly just because, this show has been such a hit in general. Even, younger kids are really just liking this show, and I think it's hitting a home run with adults or teenagers and or little children as well. So, I think overall it's a great job. They have a great voice cast. And I'm really excited for what's to come next and more.
Now let's get into Guardians of the Galaxy. We are expecting something very similar to the movie, but also expecting something interesting and a fresh story. Something with the original characters from the movie, but also expecting something really different with hopefully characters like Adam Warlock, Major Victory, or even Charlie 27. Hoping that the humor from the movie will carry over to the show in a less PG-13 kind of way. Also, that the show doesn't have too much of a lesson built into each episode. There needs to be a real deal kind of big story arc for each Guardian or all the Guardians together. Guardians of the Galaxy, the animated series, premieres this September. Get hooked on a feeling.
So for me with Guardians of the Galaxy, basically I got the same opinions because we talk about this when we're not recording or whatever. But yeah, I don't what Avengers Assemble did for me, and so at least some episodes of Avengers Assemble and almost every episode of Hulk and the Agents of Smash. Although they do bring in some really cool comic book heroes from the comics like Ghost Rider on Hulk and the Agents of Smash, Hyperion. On Avengers Assemble, or Nighthawk, or who else? Now Ant-Man's part of the Avengers. So when they phase in characters like that, it's really cool. But each episode is teaching a lesson, like teamwork or friendship, and obviously it's Disney, so Disney has to kind of, and it is a kid show, so they do have to work in those elements of how to teach a kid to be a team player from their favorite superheroes or whatever, or even villains sometimes. So I get that, but Guardians of the Galaxy didn't really have that. If a child was watching, they were basically watching for, aliens. I guess, Peter Quill isn't an alien. He's not. But, you're watching 5 space heroes, 5 idiotic space heroes go on an adventure and, save some, do a little good, do a little bad, and, a little of both. And I was hooked immediately. I've always loved the Guardians from the comics, but having their own movie was awesome. So of course it was so popular that the movie was so popular that Disney XD, Marvel, they decided, hey, let's roll out an animated series, build up even some more buzz on the franchise for Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and we can get more Blu-ray DVD take homes and make some more money. And brilliant idea. They can start making, the Disney XD Marvel line, they have, a toy line, everything. So, to have them go ahead and be let's do this again, but in an animated version, that's Disney XD, that's Marvel, they're cracking in a lot more money. So, seriously, that it was just such a great idea. So, to have all that happen, but really, because this is, kind of going with a different look and a different feel from the movie, because we already saw these animated short prequel things with Groot's origin and Peter Quill's origin. It's slightly different from the movie. So just like Avengers Assemble is different from the Avengers movie, and Hulk and the Smash, that's a whole original idea. I don't even think there was a comic about the Agents of Smash, I think, were a completely new idea. So each of those characters, A-Bomb exists in the MCU, he's Rick Jones, not in the MCU, I'm sorry, in Marvel Comics overall, but, that was a new team, but none of those, Hulk and the Agents of Smash, Avengers Assemble, and then if you even look at Ultimate Spider-Man, which is probably the best Marvel one they have on Disney XD, none of them really follow what the movies did. So, or doing, as of right now, they're kind of following its footsteps. I can get into that in a whole other episode with Ultron Revolution, and they're doing the animated Civil War with Black Panther and Captain Marvel. That's a whole other video, but Knox will probably host that one as well. So we'll have to see how that goes, but as of right now with Guardians of the Galaxy, I'm expecting more heroes, more villains, like Knox said, and just a more compelling motive. And like I was saying earlier with Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated, that show was so good because aside from, it wasn't just another Scooby-Doo show. There was a big mystery behind all these other small mysteries they were doing, and the outcome was huge. So I want it to be more than, just filler episodes where the Guardians, Groot and Rocket Raccoon they're having a bad day. So the two of them need to settle it somehow, and they go on the battlefield, but, instead of fighting, they gotta work together. I don't want to see that crap, because to me, that's not doing justice to these amazing characters. So let's hope that they're able to bring some of those episodes out, because obviously I understand that, it's a kid's show, but at the same time, they need to do justice to these amazing, amazing characters. So that's my stuff on that.
Now let's finish this episode with Teen Titans Go Season 3. For the rest of the season, I'm expecting the same from the first 2 seasons, but with a more random and comedic style for each 15-minute episode. But now that we have seen them for such a while on Cartoon Network, maybe it is time to phase in and out on some new and old characters, like having Cyborg become part of the Justice League, and bringing in characters like Hawk and Dove, Wonder Girl, Superboy, or even Lagoon Boy. Also expect to see more big-time villains cameos, or just Justice League member cameos like The Flash did, or more Batman, Jim Gordon funny scenes when the two of them are chilling on the beach or eating burgers in Jim's squad car. Overall, Season 3 is following the same path as its previous 2 seasons, but I'm still getting better and more fun to watch.
Teen Titans Go Season 3, well, honestly, I've never really liked Teen Titans Go. I never really loved it from its beginning. Now into Season 3, and actually towards the end of Season 2, I actually started watching it a bit more just because I was trying to get into that whole vibe of more comic book, or not comic book, more of those Cartoon Network shows, just because that is a part of my, TV and everything that I really fell out of touch with. So, I was trying to get back into it, and I thought, I'm a big fan of the Teen Titans. Let's see if this got any better. And to my surprise, it got slightly better. There's a lot of stupid episodes. Like, there was just an episode a few weeks ago it was called The Return of Slade. So I got excited. I'm thinking, maybe, Deathstroke's going to be like an actual, antagonist in this episode. Well, what happens is they basically skip over the whole Slade kind of story, and they go to the after party. So the Teen Titans throw an after party. And what's that after party? Well, they hire a clown. And the clown, is too babyish for Beast Boy and Cyborg, so they turn him into this, evil villain clown. And I'm like, are they going to turn him into the Joker? That didn't happen either. So they end up just making him into this big, bouncer clown guy. And I'm like, what the hell is this? And, and then in senses like that, I'm like, come on, DC. You can give me something better than that. You gave me Young Justice Season 1. You gave me Justice League Unlimited, and you're throwing out some really great characters, These are, they're really great characters, and I feel like it's a waste. But some episodes are really funny at the same time. So, and I like the ones with Hive. I think the episodes with Hive are some of the best. So, basically, my point here is that I think this show is at its best when you bring in other comic book heroes or other comic book villains. And like you were saying, it's funny when you see Batman and Jim Gordon, they're just the two of them are eating burgers in Jim's squad car. While this, Havoc's being wrecked over the city, Batman's eating burgers with Jim Gordon laughing in his squad car. That's pretty good. I appreciate that kind of humor. In other senses where they go ahead and they're like, they bring on Kid Flash, or they actually brought on the actual Flash. That's fun too, because you get to see stuff like that happen. So they brought on Terra I think it was back in Season 1. But what my basic gist is that it's a lot of fun when they bring on other comic book heroes for them to interact with. Like they did Aqualad Robin went into the future and he saw that he didn't end up with Starfire. He ends up as Nightwing with his long hair, and he's married or he's dating or whatever. He's dating Barbara Gordon, Batgirl, as Batgirl, not Oracle, Batgirl. So, overall, I think it's a lot of fun. So what I'm expecting for the rest of Season 3 is I'd love to see Cyborg kind of phase out, like you were saying, into the Justice League, throw in some new heroes, and I think that this show actually might get even a little better. So, yeah, it is for me a bit more watchable. So, yeah, now, Knox, I know you're gonna give us the whole end spiel with, click, share, like, subscribe, whatever, but really quick, I kind of want to explain this show, because that's sort of my job as the co-host. Now, something we didn't really get to do very much, we got a poster out there, but this is basically, this show, this animation block, is going to be a time period block, where we can basically, the two of us, or if Bryce joins in sometimes, we'll see, when we can just kind of talk about animation, because animation is actually such a big part of TV in general. It's been such a big part of my life forever, and I'm trying to make it even a bigger part. They're bringing a lot of new cool shows on. Next week we've got a really cool Scooby-Doo themed one, because there's a new Scooby-Doo show coming out. We'll have to talk about that. And then also there's a Total Drama spinoff that's in Canada currently. The Redonkulous Race, I just kind of got word about this. It's been happening apparently for a while. Don't know much about it. We're talking about it next week, so make sure you're there if you're a fan of that stuff. But we're basically going to be covering everything from Cartoon Network to Disney Channel to Disney XD to Nickelodeon to Pixar to DreamWorks to anything animated. That's basically us. So if you're a fan of animation, make sure you're here every Saturday. Thank you guys for listening to me, and Knox, take it away.
Thank you for watching. I'm Knox, signing off from Animation Block. And catch you on the flippity flop. Bye.